Navigators were set up at Hazard Coffee Company offering free coffee and vaccinations. And the Kentucky woman behind a viral TikTok experiment is sharing more about how a Somerset church stepped up to help a mother in need.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, Mountain family. I'm Neely Green here with you on this Thursday, November 13th. The time is now 5:31. Let's check in with meteorologist Eric Dusmal for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, it's been a chilly one.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect way to just segue into that weather. It has been a chilly one, and we're still seeing those chilly temperatures this morning. No exception, unfortunately, as the 30s and 40s take over. Here's a look what you can expect. Upper 30s as you're traveling towards Williamsburg, 37, 31 in Manchester, 46 in Prestonsburg. This afternoon, though, expect a mixture of the upper 50s and low 60s. Now, for some folks, this is a tad warmer than where we should be this time of year, but it will be an overall pleasant fall-like day with sunny skies as we're heading into the afternoon. But we're looking at a little bit of some clouds as you are starting off your morning. Now, in terms of when we'll start to see the clouds taking away from the area, that'll be in the early afternoon. Again, clear skies as we're heading throughout the evening hours with high temperatures for the day around that 3 o'clock time frame. Neely.
Megan, thank you. The search continues for a missing minor out of Nicholas County, West Virginia. Governor Patrick Morsey says while the search is on its 6th day, it remains a rescue mission and draining the water is the top priority. The situation happened last Saturday when crews struck an unknown pocket of water that allowed water to quickly rush into the section where miners were working. The governor says there's still hope to find the missing miner alive. A man was arrested after threatening to attack officers with a sword in Bourbon County. Police responded to the incident Tuesday. They say Justin Wade reportedly threatened his mother with a knife. After police got to the scene, they say he threatened to kill officers with a sword and also threatened to blow up the house before retreating back into the basement. He was eventually tased before being taken into custody. A massive fire has destroyed a century-old church here in Kentucky. Crews were called to Union Ridge Community Church in Muhlenberg County. When they arrived, the church was full of flames. The pastor says strong winds made it tough for crews to put the fire out because it kept reigniting. The pastor says that church was built in 1889. He says it was vacant for about a decade until he started his congregation earlier this year, moving into the church only 3 months ago.
The church is the people, and we're going to move forward. We're going to continue to serve God, continue to tell people the truth, and if we have to do it in this parking lot, we will.
He says the congregation will move into the building behind the church, which only received minor damage. Now an update on a story we first brought to you Tuesday. Brian Mandel was brought to Louisville and was in court today. He faces 6 counts of terroristic threatening after he was accused of making threats towards Louisville football coach Steph Brom and his family. Statements were reportedly targeted towards Brom as well as his wife and kids, and his brother and offensive coordinator Brian and quarterback Miller Moss. The judge set Mandel's bond to $100,000. A Rockcastle man arrested for neglect of his mother has waived his right to a preliminary hearing through his attorney. According to a criminal complaint, 38-year-old Jeremy Cook said he was the sole caretaker for his mother. She was taken to the hospital after Cook reported she was suffering from shortness of breath. Investigators say the mother was found sitting in a reclining chair that she had been in for 2 months. She was found with several wounds on her back, and his bond was increased to $75,000. He is not allowed to contact his mother as part of his bail conditions. A Central Kentucky family filed a federal lawsuit against Byheart Formula after an infant bullism outbreak. The family's 4-month-old Piper is more than 12 infants nationwide to be hospitalized for the illness. The Food and Drug Administration is investigating as 84 infants have received treatment for the infant illness from August 1st through Monday. 40% of them had exposure to ByHeart Whole Nutrition Infant Formula. ByHeart has now recalled all of their infant formulas so far. The FDA says Piper's case is the only one reported here in the Commonwealth. However, symptoms can take some time to appear, so experts fear more cases could pop up. Dr. Randall D'Souza says parents should stop feeding your child ByHeart infant formula. If your child has not shown signs, you should continue to watch for them for the next several weeks. Experts say there are several symptoms to watch out for, such as a weak swallow or cry, eye weakness, loss of facial expression, or loss of limb and head control. Doctors say if your child starts to show any of these signs, you should seek immediate medical attention. Yesterday, the Bluegrass Care Navigators were set up at Hazard Coffee Company. BCN staff members were there for folks wanting to come in and have a chat, and also provided free coffee from the Hazard Coffee Company. Also there was the ARH staff providing free vaccinations. Folks could get flu, COVID, pneumonia, shingles, and RSV shots, and this was all part of the Coffee and Conversations event. Philanthropy coordinator Cheyenne Price says the event provides opportunities for everyone involved.
A local coffee shop is getting business. We're being seen. ARH is being seen. It's just a wonderful feeling to get to know more people within the Hazard community and be able to provide them with information about Bluegrass Care Navigators.
The event is hosted in honor of National Hospice and Palliative Care Month. As government food program uncertainty continues, local leaders are working to make sure no child goes hungry. In Fayette County, District 8 Council member Amy Beasley and her team are taking action by providing a food drive this weekend. This Saturday, the parking lot at the Suno Kroger will have a bus for folks to drop off their food donations. Then the food will be taken to nearby schools.
The holidays, it's almost Thanksgiving, and they thought they were going to have SNAP benefits, and they don't. It's going to be game-changing for some of them, especially like sometimes the parents will not eat so that the kids can eat, but if you have a little extra, then they'll be able to have dinner as well.
Some of the most needed items on the list are canned foods, soups and pastas, diapers, and hygiene products. That time of the year when school is canceled for inclement weather is approaching, and some students have even gotten a taste of that snow day earlier this week. WYMT's McKinley Calandrino spoke to officials with Perry County Schools on their yearly plan to use the non-traditional instruction or NTI snow days.
Campuses throughout Kentucky have already experienced their first snow day of the season, closing schools sooner than some anticipated.
It's been a long time since we had to call school off before Thanksgiving break. It's not outside of the realm of possibility. It has happened before, but it is very unusual.
Last year, the Perry County School District used 10 non-traditional instruction days and 18 traditional snow days. While that number may seem high, officials say there is a lot to consider when canceling school.
We have a lot of moving parts during the day. It's not just we bring the kids to school and we send the kids home at 3 o'clock. There's also midday runs, half-day preschool, a lot of factors that come into that. Vocational school kids that are transitioning from one building to the other.
Officials with Perry County Schools say on average, classes are canceled due to inclement weather approximately 20 days out of the year. However, the district is only allotted 10 NTI days annually, meaning additional closures may need to be made up later in the year.
So we factor all of that in, but we have to maintain the priority of getting students to school and from school safely.
Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey says this year could be very similar, with plenty of snow days ahead. Quote, last winter, many areas picked up nearly 30 inches of snow for the season. I think we can push that number again this winter.
We do not like calling school off ever because we know it's, a great impact to students. Many of our students come to school and we know they are safe, they are fed, and they are learning. We can't do anything about it. We just have to do the best we can with what we think is going to happen.
Preparing for more snow days as winter approaches. In Perry County, McKinley Calandrino, WYMT Mountain News.
And as that winter weather approaches, make sure you have the WYMT First Alert Weather app downloaded on your devices. A Kentucky woman behind a viral TikTok experiment is sharing more about how a Somerset church stepped up to help a mother in need. Nicali Monroe says she called churches across the state pretending to be a mom seeking baby formula, and most turned her away. But she says Pastor Johnny Dunbar at Heritage Hope Church of God immediately said yes. Monroe's video went viral, leading to donations pouring into the Somerset church from around the world.
He honestly, you could tell he cared. Like, it wasn't one of those, like, we'll see what we can do, or I'll try to call somebody. Like, he actually was like, oh, your baby's starving. We need to feed that baby.
The church says the money is helping their food bank, Operation Christmas Child, and other ministries. Monroe says the response shows that even groups who help others sometimes need to support themselves. Eastern Kentucky got its first real taste of winter with snowflakes falling and ice-cold temperatures. As the colder months become more of a reality, it is important to keep in mind the best ways to protect our pets during the winter season. Outdoor pets can especially suffer during the colder weather months, so providing them with adequate shelter to help them beat the cold is crucial.
You want to make sure that your animal has shelter, especially if it's an outdoor animal. You want to make sure that it has some sort of shelter that's up, raised off of the ground, so that they don't have to walk through any sort of mud or water. And you want to have some sort of insulation, generally something like straw that's inside. You don't really want bedding or, fabric, anything like that, because once it gets wet, then it actually is working against you and it can make the animal even colder.
Keeping animals in sheds or garages may help get them out of the elements, but can also provide dangers by themselves. So be sure to keep chemicals like antifreeze, which has a sweet taste to our furry friends, out of their reach. Anne Hathaway and Meryl Streep are stepping back into the fashion world. That and more in today's look of Entertainment Report.
And meteorological fall is on the closing side. We'll take a look at what you can expect as we're finishing off the month.
You need a